Rashid Mohamed Rashid was the first business leader ever in the Egyptian government. He was one of the liberals, the so-called reformers. 9 days ago, he lost his job when Mubarak fired the entire cabinet. Egyptian prosecutors have since banned him from traveling and frozen his assets. He offers a rare insider's look at the highest levels of the Egyptian government. Do you think President Mubarak was deeply disappointed by the fact that President Obama has, in the end, asked for him to resign?
Well, I can tell you now, I'm not an official person. I can say almost whatever I want to say. I think the position of President Obama, the position of the American government was extremely short-sighted. I don't want even to say stupid. There is so much interference. They shouldn't actually get involved in this. I think at the end of the day, the record of the United States interference in many of these events in the past have showed how disastrous it ended up to be. I think it is positive for the rest of the world to support Egypt in making the democratic transition, but I think it is not in the right of President Obama or the American government or any other government to dictate on Egypt what to do.
If Mubarak leaves, the military stays, the regime stays in power, the ones who oppose the reform stay in power. Does anything change?
Well, I personally believe that the best scenario for Egypt is for President Mubarak to stay, finish his term. I think what President Mubarak have said 4 days ago is a very clear and a very strong message for the transition. Since his speech, action have been taken on the ground. I believe that Egypt needs that transition. I believe that Mubarak can do that transition. I personally believe that he will push towards this changes to be done. And it's not easy. We all know it's not easy, but I believe that the alternative is chaos, and the alternative is just jumping into the unknown. And I believe that he has the will to do that. There is a lot of people that have changed in the last few days. There are so many faces that have been removed. We have some promising faces, but we still, of course, have a lot of resistance. We still have people who assume that things will go back to normal, but they will not. Egypt is a great country. It has a great young population. It has a great future. And I think it is time now to let the future happen by the young people, not by history.
Why did you not join the government that was created about a week ago? The old government was fired, but you were invited to join the new one. You chose not to. Why?
Well, the reality, of course, was that we had to resign the old government on Saturday. On Sunday, the new prime minister invited me to join the government. I personally felt that what is happening in Egypt now and the consequences of the events of the last few days will probably need a new direction. The Prime Minister has his own views about what he would like to do. He has the right to choose new faces. He has the right maybe to change some of the policies. And that was the reason why I presented to him my apology. And he gracefully accepted that. But even after that discussion, we had a lot of discussion about how to help him to set up the succession. But I was very clear that what we are going to face in the next few weeks is going to be different from what we had in the past.
But then you face these prosecutors' investigations. Do you have any sense as to, are these an attempt to in some way keep you quiet? Or what do you think is behind these prosecutors' charges?
Well, I don't know. I have all respect to our prosecutor, but I only know one thing, that if I was a minister in Egypt on Sunday or Monday morning, I would not have had that situation today. But I believe that this thing will be cleared, and I know that the general prosecutor will be dealing fairly with all the issues, yeah.
Do you worry about the people out on the streets? Do you worry that this is a Muslim Brotherhood movement that will take over the country and turn it into a kind of Islamic state?
Well, we have many challenges. It is well known that there is, of course, a strong Muslim Brotherhood movement. We are all aware that what is the agenda that they have. But I genuinely believe that what we have seen in the last 10 days have been initiated by the young people of Egypt that were probably, as I said, were restricted despite the political reform that have been happening of having a voice and a share. The system were not allowing them enough. Although that we have made so many political changes and opening up, everybody knows that the Facebook have been one of the many important factors that made this happen. But Facebook was an outcome of the political reform. Egypt have never restricted internet. Egypt have opened up freedom of speech. I think we need to trust now in the young people of Egypt, and we need to trust in that positive spirit that have been created.
You said a few days ago that these events have taken Egypt's economy back 10 years. That's a pretty grim prognosis. Do you really think that it will take that long to get back to where you were?
Well, Farid, you know, I mean, business needs stability. Business needs clarity of direction, and they need definitely a positive environment. Today, unfortunately, we don't have any of those. I believe Egypt has a huge potential. We have worked very hard in the last 6 years to develop the economy. Many people around the world have seen the proof that Egypt can deliver. And today, the challenge is first to resume law and order. We need to bring law and order back into the country. We need to bring back security into the country. We need to give the right messages to the business in terms of business environment, and that is probably one of the challenges now, especially when many business people are under attack. But also more important than that, we need also to prove that the transition will be smooth, and that's why I believe President Mubarak is key to that. And we need to ensure the business community that at the end of this transition, Egypt will be a stable, democratic, and economically business-friendly society.
Rashid Mohamed Rashid, pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much.